You are so correct. Those three worked so hard to make sure they were able to get this going that well. A few other donations that I have to read here. I have a $2018 donation from player A and B. There's no comment attached to that, so thanks very much for that large donation. We also have a $30 anonymous donation that says, does Sent ever sleep, or did you just stay up all week finding these great prizes? I'm not entirely sure when he sleeps. I know he does, but I've never seen it myself. So keep that in mind. We have a $30 donation from Rhyme that says, amazing event run by amazing people. Good job for all the hard work. Inward Chaos donated $150 and says, so hyped for the Ori run. It's been too long since the last tournament. I can't choose a runner to cheer for, as all four are amazing at this game, so good luck to all the runners. Well, as the commentators just told us, there is a tournament coming up, so just tune into that thread on speedrun.com. You can find the details. Tangram donated $30. It says, all I can give this year, but always happy to give to a good cause and a great event with a great crew. Keep it up. As always, donate what you can. If you can't spare anything, just spread the word on social media. Tell people about this event. Every little bit really does help. I know you hear that a lot, but if you go to our tracker on gamesdonequick.com, it does track the average donation amount, and it is much smaller than what you would anticipate. I also have $50 from Duel224. It says, Fulgen's message moved me to donate. Best of luck on the run, and I wish you and your family all the best. P.S. Got to see that Monkey Ball Task run. All hail TaskBot. Speaking of the Monkey Ball Task run, Monkey Ball Task is currently sitting at 7,531 out of the 40,000 it needs. So you guys are doing amazing progress on that. But I would like to point out that the Super Monkey Ball Master Stages still needs about $1,400 to go before that's met. So why don't we finish that off before we keep going on the TaskBot train? Maybe get that finished. We have a few other upcoming donation incentives that need a little bit of help as well. Spelunky, the Secret Sloth Damsel, is just under $900 to go. And with that, it really is just those two donations before the Monkey Ball Task run. So let's finish off the Sloth Damsel, just $800-something. Super Monkey Ball Master Stages needs about $1,400. And then we can make that big push for the Super Monkey Ball Task run. I have $200 from the Lonely Boson, who says, lost track of number of deaths, but here is close enough at 5 per death. Goes to Hydra's Choice. Thank you very much, Boson. I have $20 anonymous donation that says A+ Ori race, incredible runners, and commentary. And you are so right. Those three practiced for weeks before this event, and it's amazing the job that they did. I have $440 from an anonymous donor says, so glad to be able to donate for such a good cause. Let's see Luigi have the spotlight. Go, Luigi. Go, AGDQ, and let's bring down cancer. And with that, we are going to go to a quick ad break. We will be right back.
Devolver Digital is proud to sponsor Awesome Games Done Quick, benefiting the Prevent Cancer Foundation. Throughout this year's event, you can head to DevolverDoneQuick.com for a special Steam sale on all Devolver Digital games that have been a part of previous GDQ events, with a portion of the proceeds benefiting the Prevent Cancer Foundation. Thanks, and best of luck to all of this year's participants.
One of our other sponsors is Fangamer. Fangamer makes high-quality video game merchandise, figurines, books, plushies, shirts, hoodies, keychains, and pins. Speaking of that, the hoodie you see on the screen, it is for sale at fangamer.com. I'm wearing one. It's great. You definitely want to go check that out. They have new official merchandise from SNK, Undertale, Hollow Knight, Golf Story, Slime Rancher, and more. 100% of the profits from GDQ merchandise sold during AGDQ is donated to Prevent Cancer Foundation. You can go visit them at fangamer.com. Also, we have Tokyo Attack. Tokyo Attack specializes in bringing rare import Japanese games to conventions and events across the country. They feature titles such as U-Beat, My My, Project Diva Future Tone, and much, much more. They host America's largest collection of independently owned arcade cabinets. They sponsor the AGDQ 2018 arcade, over 70 import Japanese arcade cabinets, and they're the largest provider of import arcades at 36 events a year. You can visit them at www.tokyoattack.net. I have a $20 donation from Skyhawk who says, thanks for speedrunning things because it's fun to watch. And with that, I'm going to sign off and pass it off to our next host, French Toast. So thanks, guys, and stay tuned. We've got Owlboy coming up next.
We have a $30 donation from Cliff. I appreciate everything y'all are doing. Keep up the amazing work in organizing and running this event. We also have a $30 donation from Plum Riceball. Great Ori runs all around. Then that game crash. And then a D colon face. Ah! Then that game tie so sweet. Smiley face. We have $10.80 from James139. That race was incredible to watch, and I had a heartwarming ending to boot. Ori is one of my favorite games ever, so I just had to donate again. Thank you for your donation. We have $50 from True Hitoare, or Hitoar? Sorry if I'm getting that wrong. Such an intense Ori run with an amazing ending. Beautiful tech from all the runners, and special thanks to the commentators for really making that run. We have $50 from Jukes. I'm not sure which is faster, the Ori run or the commentary. Loving the runs so far. Excuse me. And while I haven't been able to watch as much live due to work, I can't wait to catch the VODs. Thanks to all the runners and staff. Y'all are doing something special. I agree. We have a $200 anonymous donation. Been watching for years, but finally am able to donate. Good luck to all the streamers, and let's KO cancer once and for all. We have $20 from Brock Lazilla. I just had to donate again after that intense Ori race. The work you guys do at AGDQ is amazing, and maybe one day we will be rid of cancer. I hope so too. We have $150 from Tundra Wolf. Ori is one of my most favorite games ever, and it never ceases to bring tears to my eyes. Donating for that Ori race and from Voligen's moving speech. Great. We have $15 from Tierwill. Happy birthday, Emily. We have a $30 anonymous donation. Back when I was learning speedrunning, Voligen's Bastion tutorials were indispensable. Voligen is awesome, and donation goes to his choice. I think we can work that out. We have a $500 donation from Journeyman. I lost my grandfather 15 years ago due to late and inaccurate detection. Just a year and a half ago, new early detection caught my mom's cancer in time, and she's remained cancer-free ever since. The work you guys are doing is improving the odds for all of us, and I can't possibly donate to any better cause. Take my money. Well, thank you so much, Journeyman. We have $5 from Sonic Buster. The Ori community loves you and wants to remind you that everything's going to be okay. Ginzo Escape is dead, so make sure you guys give that froggy some extra lovin'. And you can't hear it, but I'm waggling my eyebrows now. We have a $250 donation from Caleb. I think I'm getting that right. Always fun to see Ori at GDQ. Best of luck to all the runners. I have to give a special shout out to my boy Grimelios on commentary, but all three of you are doing a fantastic job. They definitely did. We have a $5 donation from Quatropus. Much love to the Ori community. They've been nothing but welcoming to new runners and all have such wonderful personalities. Let's go. Hashtag Team Terra. We have $200 from Twinkle Biscuit. Got to show my support for the Ori runners. Ori has one of the greatest communities. They are super helpful, and Ori is such a fun game to run. Best of luck to the racers, and much love to the Ori community. We have a $10.80 donation from Scruffulagus, I think I'm getting that right. Sorry if I messed it up. Thanks for the awesome commentary. And we are ready for the Owlboy run with Zic. Take it away.
Hi there, everybody. All right, my name is Zic3, and this is going to be Owlboy All Bosses. The guys behind me want to introduce themselves before we begin, because there's going to be a lot happening really quickly, so I'm going to get right into it.
All right, the guy to my right is Frenchie. I am IRL Anime Boy.
I'm Skateman222.
I'm Baby Punch, and this is Ping Pong.
I'm glad you're wearing the sunglasses. All right.
All right, let's do it.
We're going to begin on go. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Woo! Let's go, Zic.
All right. So, like I said, things are going to take off really quickly here, so I'm going to try and explain what I'm doing so you at least have an idea of what's going on. I'm going to be doing a lot of out-of-bounds tricks in this run, and the first thing I'm going to be doing is something called a food zip. It's pretty much the bread and butter of the out-of-bounds glitches in this game. How it basically works is there are pieces of food in the ground around the game that you can pick up and eat to regain health. But we found that if you try to basically eat and grab the fruit at the exact same frame, the game kind of doesn't know what to do, and you still eat the fruit, but it also sends you flying off in a direction, kind of like an arcing motion, so a zip. So you'll see me do that here in a second.
Oh, nice.
I can't believe I got that.
So that was a one-frame trick that barely saves any time.
So I'm going to cup this fruit, and now I'm out of bounds.
And there he goes.
So that's going to be kind of, you're going to see that a lot throughout the run. Those are food zips. You can do many things with food zips. You can control them. You can cancel them early, turn them around. They always take you on the same set path, but we're going to be using that a lot to get out of bounds. And with that, I just performed the first skip in the game, which is skipping getting our first partner, Getty. So when you enter this cave, the game gives you Getty anyways, so we can just kind of skip the cutscene that would give him to us. So I'm coming here into the cave, and the reason I'm here in the cave is I need to get the teleporter object. It's kind of what's going to fuel the rest of the game, puzzles and combat-wise. But I can't just fly straight there. There's like a bunch of cutscenes that I need to hit before the teleporter object will spawn. So you're seeing I'm just flying to all these random locations out of bounds in the cave. That is just to hit the cutscene triggers. Whether the cutscenes play or not, I still have to hit the triggers to spawn the object. You're going to notice throughout this game, I'm probably going to spend more time out of bounds than in bounds.
Yeah. We kind of broke this game a little bit.
This game is notoriously called Out of Bounds Boy. Instead
yeah.
of Owlboy.
Nice.
I can't believe I got that.
That is the hardest zip in the game. I mean, actually not, but just everyone always messes it up.
I think it's a mental thing.
Yeah.
It's like psychs myself out. It's like, this one's easy.
Best song incoming.
Good old
And
Getty.
that's all we get.
That's all we'll get. We'll never see that again. So, I'm coming up here now. That's all the cutscenes I need to hit. So I can come up here, the first boss that spawned, which is the mask boss. The mask boss is pretty straightforward. A lot of the initial bosses in the game are very simple. This is just kind of getting used to combat system of the game. Basically, just have to spin the mask off the boss and then shoot him out with Getty, repeat until he's down. So I'll kind of talk about combat just a little bit. You know, you play as Otis. His abilities are, he's a mute, he can't talk. And you can fly, pick up objects, and spin. The spin can deflect objects, deflect attacks, and stun enemies. And then you rely on carrying your partners around, which have guns and different abilities, and they kind of do all the hard work for you. But with the mask boss dead, I can go get the teleporter object now. And this will allow me to freely swap between partners as I get them and teleport them into my hands, which I'll use for some out-of-bounds skips later. But right now I'm going to try and get a small little tiny skip. It's called Teleporter Skip. I'm very creatively named. Basically, every time you get an item or a partner in this game, it's going to bring up a little window that's like, hey, congrats, you got an item. And if you pause the game at the same frame that it would do that, you can just skip it entirely. Now for this one, there's a nice visual cue. The teleporter's going to be like bobbing, and if I get it on the 5th one, the other ones, it's kind of, you just wing it. And there's your first owl pun for the run.
You stole that one. I was going to use that one eventually.
Yeah, so hopefully we should
I hope you have a long list prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah, this run's gonna be a hoot.
Oh, man. Here we go.
4, 5. Oh
Nice.
my god, I got it.
Nice.
So that saves about 4 to 6 seconds.
In case you didn't know, it actually plays a little animation where it flips the card around and shows you, hey, you got this cool new item.
It's like, great, I missed the skip, so I'm wasting time.
So I'm going out of bounds again. Basically with that, I just did a partner clip. Basically, I put myself in a position where the game kind of thinks we fit, but we don't really. So now that I can teleport partners to myself, I get myself in a position where I don't fit, but the game thinks I will. Bring the partner, and it goes, I don't know what to do. Push them up. So then we go out of bounds and move on. That's kind of the second most used out of bounds in the game. So we're here in Valley, and normally what you do in the game is you'd go to the top of the town, the pirates are attacking, you need to go to the town meeting or whatever. It's a big, long cutscene. That's really slow, and I won't put everybody through that. So we're just going to bail out of bounds and leave the town on our own accord.
Under normal circumstances, you reset here, go back to the beginning of the level, and just enjoy the music of Valley, because Valley's pretty amazing.
And we're out.
Hey.
So that's like a 10-minute section. That's just gone. Now that does not come for free. We broke the town. It's a mess now, but we'll come back to that later.
Yeah, we'll be back.
We won't worry about our problems. We'll just leave them behind us. So I'm rolling around here. You'll notice I'm going to use roll for everything. Until I get other partners, roll will be the fastest form of movement in the game. And I'm just going to kind of go over here to... I'm kind of in an open world now where I can go where I want to go. So I'm going to go to Owl Temple first, which is where I can get the next partner in the game. It's kind of necessary in the run because without him, it kind of... other cutscenes and stuff will soft lock if we don't have this partner.
He also happens to be the best source of damage.
Yeah, he's pretty great. Well, you'll get into damage of partners and stuff later. So you notice I'm pausing the game a lot. This is because I'm loading from last checkpoint. That's basically my ticket back in bounds. So when I'm out of bounds, I can hit little cutscene triggers throughout the world. They're very huge. You notice it by the symbol in the upper right-hand corner. And once I hit one, I can load from that checkpoint. It'll put me in bounds at the checkpoint. You'll see a lot of stuff while we're flying around out of bounds. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff just left, just laying outside of the map.
So this is the second boss. This is Alphonse, conveniently who our next partner will be. Spoiler alert. But the fight is basically simple. You just shoot Alphonse till he hits the ground, and then he goes in the ship, and the ship tries to shoot you. Which is made pretty easy by this little cheese spot in the corner.
Yeah, basically if you stand right next to that rock while the cannon is aiming at you, it will instead just aim straight at the rock and you don't have to worry about anything. Nice.
Wasn't bad. Why you can tell it's a good fight is you can actually shoot Alphonse before he even has a chance to attack, and that's kind of how you know you did the fight pretty well. So with that, I'm going to be getting the next partner, who is Alphonse. And so I'm going to kind of now I'll talk about the characters. So first we had Getty, who was our first partner. He's an overall just average guy. You know, he's a smaller guy. He has a gun with a 3-round burst, medium damage, medium rate of fire. It's pretty standard. Now we're getting Alphonse. He's a bigger character, which is actually pretty important for some out-of-bounds tricks. But he also brings along a shotgun blast, which is a huge amount of damage. It's just on a recharge cycle. So when you're playing this game, usually, a lot of the boss tactics later are going to be optimizing using the Alphonse shots because they're really powerful, and then using Getty in between those shots to get the most amount of damage in. We'll get another partner later, Twig, but his combat abilities are just used to pretty much cheat fights.
Yeah. So he's gonna be going for a trick called Getty Toss. Hopefully you'll get it.
I just dropped him on the ground.
That's
All right,
close
second
enough.
try. Nope. Oh.
I'll kill the guys. Go.
Nice.
There it is.
All right. So ideally, you would do that before killing the docs, and you would just drop down into this cutscene.
Try and skip this. Nope. So this is the animation you get when you get a partner. It's very long-winded. These ones, there's really no visual cues. You kind of just have to go for it. So I'm going to be doing another little partner clip here. And this is why Alphonse matters. He's bigger than Getty, so he can out-of-bounds clip off that pillar where Getty's too small. Getty actually will fit. So there's uses to the different partners when doing tricks. So I'm moving on to the next town. This place is Advent. Now, in most runs, you would skip this town. There's really nothing here. There's no collectibles. It's just a stealth-based town with a lot of story. It's a really pretty town. I wish it had a bigger portion in the game. But there are 2 bosses we have to fight here, so I'm going to be, in typical out-of-bounds boy fashion, going out of bounds, finding the bosses, going out of bounds, and leaving.
Yeah, so Advent was actually originally supposed to be a playable area in the game, but due to trying to cut the fat of the game, the developers decided to cut it out. So now it's just under attack.
So we have a lot of cutscenes here. I'm going to quickly talk about, we are playing the game in Chinese. That is the fastest language in the game. It's pretty significantly faster than English. What is it, like?
It's about like 2 minutes, 20 seconds faster
pretty big.
than English.
But you may notice that we're really not seeing text. There is actually a button in this game that just advances the text for you, which is beautiful. We don't have to mash any buttons. But in the Chinese language, it actually yields fewer text boxes because everything's more condensed. So there's less text boxes for it to have to scroll through. But we have a cutscene here, so if you have a donation or 2, that would be great.
Definitely. We have a $50 donation from Metalama. Hey, Zic, Metalama here.
Hey,
Good luck
Metalama.
on Owlboy. May your clips be quick and the speed be fast. Wish I could be there with all the tech platformer crew. This is for half coordinated using the purple color for rearmed with wings.
Thank you so much, Metalama. So I'm going to be doing a new out-of-bounds trick here. This one's called Box Clip. It's pretty neat because it's unique to all bosses. There's no other run that uses this anymore, mainly because no other run comes to this town. But so I'm going to try going for here and try not to get hit in Advent or caught in the stealth section. So somebody want to talk about Box Clip?
Yeah, so
While I fail it?
So basically, there's going to be a series of boxes, and there's going to be one stack that is 3 boxes high. And what he's going to want to do is he's going to have it by itself, then walk up next to it, then walk just a little bit away from it in between a bomb. The bomb will blow up, damaging him, giving Otis just a few iframes. And while he has iframes, he will be hit by the box. That would normally kill him if he was crushed by it. But because he has those iframes, the box is just going to push him straight out of bounds. Nice.
Nice.
I hate that trick. I hate it so much.
Yeah, so now we're going to Helicopter 1, which is the first boss of the Advent.
Real
section.
tough stuff. This guy's real tough.
Yeah, he's pretty RNG heavy where he goes in the arena.
He just flies around the room, shoots these stationary bombs. You just have to shoot back at him.
Nice.
Ooh, that made it. Wow.
That was actually a really good fight.
Yep.
So, normally I actually take damage there, which was a good segue, but I'm going to talk about health for a bit. So I said it earlier that rolling is the fastest form of movement in this game. Rolling speed is determined on your health, so if you're not at full health, you do not roll at full speed. So, along with that, when you load from last checkpoint in this game, they give you full health again. So if you ever get hit, and you'll probably see me do it a couple times, hopefully not, but you kind of want to find the nearest checkpoint and reload as soon as possible to get back to your full health.
And another thing to mention, you can kind of see with his health bar, there's like a little purple section. That indicates fruit health. So anytime he eats a fruit, he will get a little bit of extra health on top of his normal health. These bombs are being mean.
New strat, just run into the bomb.
Oh yeah,
Don't
definitely.
shoot it. Low health. There's low health and slow
Yep.
rolling.
Yes.
Even though it takes a little time to reload, it's still faster to just reload than roll around
Yeah.
slowly.
Slow rolling is way faster. Way slower, sorry.
It's like the difference between playing one of those old Sonic games and like Sonic Unleashed.
So this is Helicopter 2. You got the premium helicopter package.
Look at that gun on the side.
Yeah, I got the sick blue paint job.
Wonder how much you paid for that.
Probably too much.
This guy just shoots homing missiles at you, which you just have to deflect back at him.
It's pretty simple.
I think this is the only fight in the game you can just do with Otis.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah. So I'm going to be going out of bounds here. Surprise. And what's neat is because I'm leaving Advent from out of bounds, it's going to skip all the cutscenes. But instead of the cutscenes, we're going to be getting a little special cutscene that's kind of left out of bounds from the developers. So we're going to let that play out because it's too precious.
Nice.
Too precious to leave out.
Who is this little guy?
I love that noise.
Man, my guards are incompetent. Good thing I'm not. Whack! You will now wake up in Valley, and the Battle of Advent will be over. Maelstrom wins and gets relics. Cutscene goes here. Hey.
And we're done. We're back at town.
Oh, hey!
So I said town was broken. They're pirate ships. They should have left already.
Yeah,
and
they're still
also,
here.
we can't leave town. Because we skipped the cutscenes that open the town gate, now they'll just never open again.
Yep.
And the pirate ships will never despawn, so we're gonna have to do this every time if we want to get out. So I'm gonna be doing a little trick here called Early Twig. Basically, I'm going to be getting Twig early. But so we're going to be getting him way earlier than we should be. He's kind of one of the last things you do in this game,
Yep.
but he's useful for movement and those sorts of things. And what's neat about this trick is we found this on the very first patch of the game. And through different bug fixes and stuff that D-Pad Studios did, Early Twig got kind of cut out. So we kind of were playing on an older patch for a while. And then we had found out what was wrong and what was causing Early Twig to stop. And we let them know, and they just worked it back in for us in the latest patch so we can play on latest patch. So shout out to D-Pad Studios. They've been really supportive of us.
Yeah,
and
so there's this brand new loading zone right there in the middle of that enemy.
it's beautiful. But yeah, they've been super supportive of us and just really cool. So this is Twig. He's going to be our third partner. And so basically what I've done here is I've gone into his world from the exit. So he's playing his cutscenes in reverse order, and we're actually not even going to watch all the cutscenes. So he's really gunning to talk to us. He really wants to talk to us, and should we give him a shot?
Maybe go to the right some.
Well-
I think there's a better spot over there.
Hang on, I'm going to try and skip this.
Nice.
Oh my god, I got one. So he
So
wants
that's
to
2 for
talk to
3.
us, but I just don't want to talk to him.
Weren't you gonna? I mean, okay, maybe later. Maybe later.
We'll see if he has something interesting to say later.
Yeah, so that's called Twig Talk. Basically, because we come in from the wrong way, Twig, all of his cutscenes are messed up, so he just wants to talk to us. And whenever we talk to him, we always move to the right of him to get into position to talk to him. And Otis will ignore walls when doing that. So, yeah, we just kind of go out of bounds.
Let's see if I get this. There we go.
Nice. So he just basically avoided that hallway over there to get this terrible, terrible
This is
camera for this boss fight. So this is the goo blob fight. Don't really have a much better name for it. Basically, he wants to hit this little metal thing on top of him to then stand on the button that's on top of it, which he'll do now. And it makes him angry, and so we have to do it again.
Wouldn't you be mad if somebody attacked your cool hat?
I mean, yeah, honestly.
Yeah, I was watching somebody do a run of this game one time, and they got this camera angle. I was like, how do you, I've never seen that. How are you playing?
Yeah.
This is awful.
Yeah, it's really, really, really bad on keyboard and mouse especially, just because you have so little area of the screen to work with to move around your mouse and aim accurately.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
It's maybe just a little bit better than the Superman 64 resolution that was showed off.
Oh, that was
yesterday.
awful.
Just a little
Just a
bit.
little.
Yeah, so now we're in the final phase. He's getting really mad that we've destroyed his hat. So he's going to throw his arms into electrical sockets.
Smart.
That's the logical
That's what I
decision.
do when I get mad. And boom, there you go.
Oh, I wouldn't spawn Twig. Oh well. Yeah, Twig's right there, but I forgot to do it. We can spawn Twig too because we have him. It's just a sign that we shouldn't have Twig now. And one thing to note is with Twig, I can't use him in a lot of these fights. He's kind of just there for movement right now. The game knows we're not supposed to have him, and so he can shoot stuff, but they don't actually do damage. It just goes through enemies.
Yep.
So
That's what it's supposed to look like, kinda.
As per the story, I have to leave Molten. I'm kind of sealed in that room. But I have to go back to Molten. There's 2 more bosses I have to fight. And so I'm going to kind of talk about, I did it a second ago, and I'm sure everybody wondered what the heck happened. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff sitting out of bounds in this game. There's a lot of stuff that didn't make it in the main game that they're just like, push it out of sight. Don't worry about it.
No one will see it.
And part of that are loading zones. There are loading zones to all sorts of maps out of bounds. Some will soft lock the game.
Yep. There's one that I love that is literally just a green void. There's nothing in it.
So I know there's one up here that takes me to Molten. So I'm just going to basically get out of bounds and fly straight to the loading zone to Molten. And this just is a really easy way to get around the world.
Yeah, it's much, much faster to use Twig than just rolling around. So now we're going to be going to Kinky Boone. He's one of the community's least favorite bosses.
I've gotten a weird camera angle here before, but I don't know how I got it. No.
Yeah, so basically he's going to summon his monkey minions to try and kill you and throw you into the lava. Oh. So this fight can be really dangerous because where they spawn is completely RNG. So they can spawn right on top of you, or they can spawn on the complete opposite end of the room of you.
There's Twig not doing anything.
Yep. So ideally what you would want to do is use your Alphon shot to kill as many of them in one shot as possible, like that. You just got like 3 or 4. And then for all the other ones, you can shoot them with Getty once and they will drop, and you want to try and drop them into the lava.
Okay, that's not bad.
Nice. All right, one more phase.
Yeah, this fight can get really hectic sometimes, especially if all of them decide to spawn on top of you. There's no safe spot in this room. This is great. This is just what I'm looking for.
All right, you should be fine.
Perfect.
Cool.
That wasn't bad, actually.
Nice, good fight.
One more boss to take out. So I'm going to go there, out of bounds.
As always.
As always.
This next fight is actually probably one of my favorites in the game. So the next one is the snake boss.
I had the greatest snake boss ever in the practice room, so I'm going to get the worst snake
All right,
boss
yeah, here we
ever
go.
right now. So you kind of want to talk about what, a really good snake boss looks like? So they have a vision of it before they see a bad one?
Right. So basically, the snake will do all this movement, diving in and out of the ceiling and the walls, and then he'll do 2 attacks. He'll do this fireball attack, where he just spews fireballs everywhere and it's really annoying. And then he'll charge up into this flamethrower attack. So what we want to do is we want to try and kill him before he actually starts his flamethrower attack on the second phase. And so we want to do that by just alternating shots with Alphonse and Getty, trying to get as many shots on the head as possible.
I don't think this is going to be a really good one, but I might get the 2.
All right, so the flamethrower attack is starting, but he can still... Nice. Okay, so if he had actually not killed him before he finished that attack, he would go into the ground and then come out on some other side and then start his death animation, come back to the other side, and then go into the ground there.
Would you say that was peak performance?
So if you're motion sick or prone to motion sickness, I recommend not watching the next minute and a half because this is
awful. So if you have any donations, this is a nice auto-scroller section.
All right, we have $5 from Catnip Beckons. Hey, Zic3, Catnip Beckons here. Just want to say hi and to wish you luck on your Owlboy run. I'm sorry that this is all I can give right now.
Thank you so much, Catnip.
We also have $50 from Hothraka. Hi, Zic, remember me? I'm sad that my teleporter room early was obsoleted so quickly, but this run is still super cool. Glad it finally got into a GDQ. Good luck. Shoutouts to the legend himself, Purple Med Kip 7.
Thanks, Hoth. That's awesome. Probably have time for one more before the next part.
We have $30 from Zithus. Hey, Zic. Shoutouts to the Owlboy speedrunning community. We are excited to see our game finally in an AGDQ. I think it's a real hoot that Zic is here to represent us all, as well as Frenchie and Anime Boy on the couch. I'd like to also point out that Zic is using the most optimal and greatest control scheme, a controller. From a fellow controller lover, good luck, my dude.
Suboptimal, suboptimal.
Thank you, Zythos. All right, so we're going back into Mesos.
Hey, maybe you want to talk to Twig this time.
That's right, that's right. Oh, I got to reload for health first.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so like now, you want to... No, where are you going? Dude, you
Not
can't
ready
just
yet.
leave him hanging like that.
mean,
I
he's
could
still
try one
kinda
more. I could try one more time. You think I should call him back?
Yeah, maybe.
I'll teleport him to me.
What? Okay.
Okay, we're moving on.
Poor Twig.
He's so busted in this world.
like we
He
said.
can't function.
Anytime you're in Mesos, he is not. Yeah.
So don't try and avoid conversations with people by going out of bounds and running away. So this is Mothership. There's a really complicated out of bounds skip here. I'm going to try my best to explain it. It's really confusing. So I hope one person understands my explanation. I will feel like accomplished.
I'll understand it.
So there are these little ventways running throughout the ship here, and there are covers covering them. So Twig has the ability to grapple objects and pull them to him, and then you can hold those objects, including the covers on the vents, as you saw a second ago. So it's a good thing to note that the covers are bigger than the ventways. So what would happen if I pulled the cover from inside the vent? The game realizes, you know, you have an object you shouldn't have that doesn't fit in here, and it says drop everything you have immediately. So that's a nice hit.
Nice.
So I'm going to be sitting in the vent with Twig holding a gate, and it's going to say drop everything. So it's going to drop the cover. It's going to drop Twig, but I'm really still going to be holding him. So at that point, the game really doesn't know what kind of state you're in holding an object. So what would happen if I grabbed another object? Say there's a little hook on the ground later that's like adjacent to the floor. At that point, the game's like, I give up. I have no idea what's happening, and I can simply pass through the floor. I think it's trying to compensate for your like Y position from you having Twig but not supposed to, and then it just kind of sinks you down. That's the part I don't understand, but you'll see it in action, and hopefully it makes somewhat sense. Basically, if you have no idea what's going on, I don't think the game knows what's going on. We're all in this together.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's
I need
like
to
you
reload.
just do it and then it works, and then you're just like, okay.
They
sure.
told me the buttons to press. I'm
Exactly.
pressing them. So when we get out of bounds, we're basically getting Alphonse because we need him to unlock. He like left us, and we need to get him to. I messed up the trick. We need him to advance to the final boss, or the final boss of Mothership. And so, just like Advent, we are doing that from out of bounds, and we're gonna get a nice little cutscene that was left in.
There
That's
you
how
go.
it's supposed to go. So here's this cutscene.
This cutscene's great. Hi, Otis. I'll join you from here. But please make this cutscene a little more elaborate, please. Developers,
free.
please. You left this out over here, and it's just two voice lines.
There was a pirate falling out of bounds there. Every time you pass by him, he falls from out of bounds. He can actually catch you and like sound the alarm.
Yep.
He tries his best to do his job, even though he's stuck in an awful situation. So now that I have Alphonse, I can go to the final boss Mothership, which is Dirk. And if you play this game casually, you may remember this boss to be actually kind of difficult.
Really hard.
Yeah, he was kind of tricky. But, so if you hold any hatred for this boss, you may get enjoyment out of this. You may want to look away.
So, controller is a little broken for bosses, namely this one. Basically, he got you. Basically, what he can do is if he grapples with Twig and then tosses him, he can get a ton of iframes, making him almost completely invincible. Dirk did get a lucky shot in there, but
Lucky shot. I'll go back to fourth this time.
yeah, there you go.
I'll do this for phase 1 and 2. Phase 3 can be really tricky, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
really focus on that one.
You'll see what we're talking about. It's absolutely insane what we have to do for phase 3.
Out this way. Yeah. Am I on the right side?
He'll
Yeah,
knock you
we're
over
good.
there. Yep. All right, just watch how crazy this is.
How you guys doing back there?
Not bad.
Is it a comfortable couch?
Yeah, I
pretty
like
cool.
it. It's actually not that bad.
I would just like to take a moment to point out that Zic is the most talented runner
Oh,
of
man.
No.
Owlboy.
Yeah, so there's a safe spot there for the third phase.
What's hilarious about the safe spot is it was actually one of the developers that showed us that one day. Yeah, applause for that.
Yeah.
That was hard earned.
I don't know if that was applause for me or for Zic, so I'll take it.
You're gonna need at least 2 more owl puns.
But yeah, so this next section is every Owlboy runner's favorite section in the entire
love it.
game. We're gonna have a bunch of cutscenes in a row for quite a while.
If anybody out there likes to find glitches or skips, I'm desperate for a skip to skip these cutscenes.
Yeah, if you can skip any of these cutscenes, I'm pretty sure there's people willing to pay you.
I'm about to be one of those people. This is awful. Before we start the cutscene barrage, there's one little gameplay section here. We're moving on to the Relic Room. If we got any of the story, you might know what's happening here, but the story's so gone at this point.
Well, I mean, Molstrom said in the
Molstrom
cutscene-
gets relics.
Yeah, he gets
Cutscene
relics.
goes here. Okay, you're
Yeah.
right. So right here, Alphonse and Twig are saying in Chinese, hey, like, we should try and bust these relics out. So you have a chance to try and break them out. You don't have to, but if you try, the next cutscene starts like 10 to 11 seconds faster.
Yep.
Also, we have Getty. We're not supposed to. He can't do anything.
Yeah, Getty kind of left us in Mesos after the snake fight.
We kind of, yeah, that's the cutscene we skipped.
Yeah, he got mad because Twig joined our party or something, and he was like, no, I don't want him here. So, yeah.
So yeah, after the Relic Room cutscene, there's a bit of there's a lot of cutscenes.
There's a lot of cutscenes.
So I'm gonna really quickly, especially since it was mentioned, talk about the differences between keyboard and controller, because they're pretty significant. There's a lot of stuff you can do on a keyboard that you can't do on a controller, and vice versa. On a controller, I can spin with a partner in my hand to just despawn them. I can drop a partner where they stand. I get a little auto aim assist. Twig grapples faster. Whereas on keyboard, you can rebind your controls, which you can't on a controller. You can get auto rolling, which is a blessing, and it makes the movement so much faster than controllers. So they both have their advantages and disadvantages. But what's weird about some of those controls, like spin with your partner in your hand, you can't bind that to a key on keyboard. It just doesn't exist on a keyboard. It's very strange. But again, we're moving into cutscene heaven here, so if you have donations,
Now's the
if you have a Twitch ad, I mean, I could play another game maybe.
Don't worry, guys. I'll be back with some more owl puns.
Well, I definitely have a donation. We have $50 from Adrian B. Good luck, Z3. Everyone at D-Pad is beyond excited to see you play our game here tonight. The speedrunning community is amazing.
Yo, shout out to Adrian.
Oh, we love you, Adrian.
We have $25 from JFD. K, thanks. Excited to see my man Zic running Owlboy. Good luck.
Thanks, JFD.
We have $20 from Yoko. Yo, Zic, newbie Yoko here. Thanks for getting me interested in Owlboy in the run. Here's to having a good time running. We have $20 from Kazopidoc. Hey, Zic and other peeps. Glad to see you had a safe travel in EnviroBear and practice good driving habits, switching out to prevent yourselves from getting dangerously fatigued. Good luck with library skip, but don't worry. Either way, it will be a hoot.
This is really long.
Yeah.
We have $50 from Troy of Athens. Sending a hoot your way, Owl, continue to watch the speedrun and hope that your talent can be shown to the AGDQ audience. I'm all giddy with excitement.
Oh no.
That was a new one.
That was a new one.
I like that one.
Owlboy Discord is watching you with the widest of owl eyes. All fawns of this donation goes towards runner's choice.
Oh my gosh. Thank you,
Slipping.
Troy. That was good.
That was really good.
Okay, I relinquish my crown.
So here, that one mysterious owl that just flew off becomes a star. You'll see him. Oh, there he is.
Is that the lore?
That is
that
the lore.
what we're given a story?
That's the deep lore to this
Hashtag
game.
respect the lore.
Yeah, we've got to respect the lore to this game.
So we're back here in Valley. Things are still busted. There's still the pirate ships have made home here. I don't think
Yup.
we can kick them out. So I don't know if they will. It's apparently I've learned it's random. Maybe it's not random, but they sometimes don't shoot the cannonballs. It's just invisible. They still shoot you. The cannonballs are just invisible, so it makes it even worse.
Yo, I hear there's a new building development over near the professor's house. Maybe you want to check it out?
Let's go.
That building wasn't there before. Not that we've been here before.
So there's a cutscene. That was actually the cutscene that was supposed to play at the beginning of the game.
Yep.
The game is desperately trying to catch up. It really wants to set itself straight, but it can't at this point. So every time we approach this house, it's going to keep trying to play that cutscene. It's going to keep trying, and that's going to kind of actually cause a little weird glitch in the next cutscene, which is almost unnoticeable unless you've never really played the game. Basically, it's going to zoom in on all the main characters that you've met, and that was Astio the owl, and he's usually off on some cliffside being dramatic somewhere. But because of this cutscene, the game tracks him and thinks he's in the house. Yeah, there he is again. So instead of Astio, we're going to get a nice view of a house. But there's something really important I have to talk about here, more important than glitches or out-of-bounds skips. At this point in the run, if anybody out there, do we have anybody? Yeah, everybody out there couch with hats. We have to take our hats off at this point. No more hats.
The lore.
Respect the lore. So hats need to come off. Do we have hats off? I'll get bad RNG if there's hats on in space. So in this game, you can get little collectibles. And with those collectibles, here's this cutscene. So we have Bomberman here. We have Astio the owl, a.k.a. a house.
Yep.
It's really neat that it's not like scripted. It actually tracks the character's positions.
Yep.
All right, I'll get back to what I was saying. So you can get collectibles that you can buy, like gun upgrades for your partners, and you can buy little cool hats to put on Otis. After this cutscene, the hat is gone. Takes it away from you. Hats are not allowed. This is a no hat zone.
Hashtag no hats in space.
No hats in space, apparently. I don't know why. It just, if you take the hat to space, it disappears.
Gravity just does not affect hats. They just float off on their own.
Well, here's the thing, though. Otis isn't allowed a hat. We are not allowed a hat. But all our partners,
They still
he's
got
got a
the
hat.
hats.
He's
Look
got
at
a
those
hood
hats.
on. He's got a hat. Why can't I have a hat?
At D-Pad Studio, we want hats in space.
So this is space, and movement here is getting all flipped on its head at this point. Basically, we can't fly anymore. We get like one flap of our wings before we get dragged to the ground by the thin air. And because we can't fly anymore, we can't teleport our partners to us. So that basically takes away all our out-of-bounds capabilities that we had. It doesn't mean we're not going to find a way, but there is there's a big skip coming up. It's called Library Skip. Now, I'm going to preface this with my controller layout did not set up correctly, and for the love of me, I couldn't get it set up correctly. So I'm going to attempt Library Skip. I've never done it on this controller layout, so we're going to pray for a miracle, and if it fails, I have a backup.
Yeah, the backup only loses a little bit of time, so it's not that bad.
But, yeah, so we can get probably a donation or two in while we're exploring space.
All right, we have $47.53 from Becky Chan. Guess who is awake at 4 a.m. to watch her owl bosses run, Zic? And thanks to you, I don't have to wing the commentary and know feather more about the game. See you next time. She has a smaller than 3, but she says it's smaller than tree.
Oh, man.
I love it. So, when are you guys gonna want to talk about Library Skip and while I try and get it?
Yeah, so basically there is a section where you can spawn in Alphonse by reading a book, and he will not despawn. All other areas, you try to like spawn in a partner, they will just kind of go away. But what we can do with Alphonse is we can grab him, throw him in the air, and then catch him very shortly after. And in that short amount of time, we actually get a reset on the one flap that we have while we're in space. And so we can use that flap to actually gain a little bit of height. And once we get out of bounds in probably one of the most silly ways possible, we can use it to get over a large portion of the map and get a little bit closer to the end of the game.
Again, I am not sure I'm going to pull this off on this controller, but I'm going to give it a shot.
Zic is probably one of the most consistent runners to actually pull off Library Skip. Granted, that's on his correct controller schema, so we'll see if he's able to pull it off this time around.
A lot of people avoid it. It's a lot of button inputs and a lot of stress for something where the backup doesn't lose a lot of time, but it can be very stressful, especially if you haven't practiced it a lot.
Yep.
And for a lot of newcomer runners, we usually say to avoid doing Library Skip.
All right, so the book is right there.
We are in the book room.
Yeah, so I will never live down the day that I forgot what a library was called, and so I called it the book room instead.
That comes down, right?
Yep.
All right. All right, one more try.
So the geometry in this room kind of sucks. Alphonse can very easily just get stuck on things. Nice.
Plus, we have to show off this out of bounds.
Oh, this out of bounds is actually amazing.
If you thought it was really easy to get out of bounds, this tops them all. In the corner, good.
All right, here you go.
And we're out of bounds.
Oh,
I can fix it.
yeah. So you
Go
can
fix
actually,
it.
You can write it right back out if you catch it early enough.
So the normal button for throw is on trigger. I hate mashing the trigger, so I usually rebind it to another key. Ah. All right, I'm gonna do the backup.
Fair enough. All right, so basically, he has to keep doing that over and over and over again until he gets on top of that section. But you either have the option of just completely mashing at a ridiculous speed, or you can rhythmically tap at the exact same rhythm over and over and over again until you get up top.
I really apologize for not being able to do that. I'm really depressed by that. I was really looking forward to showing that off. I don't know why. The one computer wouldn't recognize my controller at all, and the other one just, it won't pick up my rebinds. Oh well. We can
Yeah.
go over.
We should be okay.
Oh, yeah. We'll get it next time.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, thankfully, the backup for this, so the new library skip actually meets the no out of bounds strat slash backup strat about halfway. And the reason why it doesn't actually lose that much time is at the very end of the section, there is a 2-minute long auto-scroller, which before we previously thought was unskippable. Which is why library skip saved so much time and it was almost necessary. But we, one of our runners actually recently found a way to activate the trigger to get you to go into the autoscroller, but you actually avoid entering the autoscroller itself, and so you just go to the section next, or past the autoscroller.
Yeah, so the backup's not too bad. We would be at this point by now, or this is the point we'd pretty much meet up at if we did library skip the real way.
I think you mean book room skip.
The book room.
Yeah.
So here's the auto-scroller skip. We're gonna trigger the auto-scroller, and just when we trigger it, we're gonna jump out. And thus now, if the game doesn't put you in the auto-scroller, it just doesn't play the auto-scroller, and it just sends you to the final boss.
Yep.
So there was the auto-scroller, and here's the final boss. So coming up here to Solace, he's the final boss of the run, and I'm gonna kind of focus because the first two phases can be really annoying. So if you guys want to talk about Solace?
Yeah, so Solace has 3 phases. The first 2, he has the 3 relics floating around him, and you need to shoot Solace a certain amount of times with each partner to knock off the corresponding relic. So Alphonse takes 1 shot, Twig takes a bunch, and so does Getty. That's an unfortunate attack. That's probably one of the hardest
attack.
Yeah, that's one of the worst attacks for first and second phase. This is the best attack. We want this attack all the time in all 3 phases. He stays still for a very long time for us. All right, so that's phase 1 done. Phase 2, same thing, rinse and repeat. That attack's okay.
Nah, he's doing this.
Being a little bit unkind. All right, this attack's fine. All right, so third phase, it's kind of like any of the other bosses that we have access to our other gunners. We want to hit him with Alphonse as much as possible while hitting him with Getty in between. So he's always going to start with this attack on this phase. Oh, nice.
That's pretty good.
This is the best attack you can possibly give us for this phase.
So those little fireballs that Solace is shooting off, you can actually reflect them with your spin, and they
Nice.
do a small amount of damage to Solace.
So real quick, now that Salsa's dead, we have a lot of cutscenes to watch, and cross my fingers here. There should be a nice special message here in about 5 seconds if I got it right.
We'll see.
We'll see. Oh, thank God.
Hey, enjoy this message.
I was really worried that didn't set up right because I didn't. That was awesome. Thank you to guys over the Owlboy speedrunning Discord for making that. That was really cool. So, as the cutscene said, we got a lot of stuff going on, so take it away, French Toast, if you have some donations.
Oh, yeah, thank you very much. I know a Q when I see it. All right, well, we got $20 from Effie. Zic3, it's your boy. You're killing it. Watching you from Rockville in a winky face. 14 soon. We have $222.22 from Flybit. The missus and I are watching the Owlboy run since I did some platform programming for the game, and every time Zic3 breaks the game, she gives me a look, expecting me to do anything other than laugh out loud. No, babe, the game's running perfectly. Shout out to anyone speedrunning Owlboy on Linux or Mac OS. We have a $30 donation from Varen. Question for Zic3. Does Owlboy have a deeper meaning? An owlegory, perhaps?
Oh, man.
Money to Owl Glorious Overlord Taskbot.
I think the donator's really showing you guys up.
Yeah.
We have a $1,234.56 donation from Anonymous.
Woo.
Yeah.
Claps for that.
This completes the bid for the OOT Glitch exhibition.
Oh, nice. So this is a thrilling part where we solve a puzzle.
There's nothing to talk about here. I don't know what to say.
I mean, we could talk about laser skip.
Oh, we could talk about laser skip. I'm really bad at it. Are you good at laser skip?
I think I've done it once. I think it's TAS only.
Do you want to try it?
Go for it. I mean, it doesn't.
No, do you want to try? I can't do it. I know I can't do it.
I don't know, can ping pong do it?
Ping pong, can you do laser skip?
I don't know, I think you might be able to
No,
do laser
Zic,
skip.
you got this, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
All right, go for it.
So we're gonna try and skip this laser beam hitting us, and just skip all the cutscenes after it. I don't know. I'm really bad at it.
Yeah.
I think it generally helps if you look at the screen. Maybe.
Says the guy with sunglasses on.
What? Sunglasses indoors isn't good?
All right, here we go.
Not this one. Oh, great. I died, anime boy.
I'm sorry.
I don't know where that came from. But that was some meme that came up in the speedrunning community.
Forever ago.
That everybody always says go for laser skip. I don't even know where it came from.
I think the joke is it saves 40 minutes. So like in any percent, you get like a -10 minute run
I'd
if
like
you get
that.
it.
I never want to run any percent again. I'd really like that.
All right.
So we're wrapping up the game here. This is the dream sequence. I mean, we're just moving to the end. Time's going to be when we enter the gate. So while I'm doing this rivet, I mean, the music's pretty, so we can enjoy that. But while I'm doing this riveting section, I'm just going to, give a quick shout-outs here. Shout-outs to, first off, my couch commentators. You guys were awesome. Shout-outs to all the people who donated. I really appreciate it. All you wonderful friends that donated to say hi. Shout-outs to the Owlboy speedrunning community. If you're looking to learn this game, there are a bunch of friendly people. We have nice, tutorials and guides out there. And finally, shout-out to D-Pad Studios for making this game. I mean, I love this game, and those guys are really awesome and deserve it. So if you don't have this game, if you've never played it, please go support them. They're really awesome people. And thank you to GDQ for letting me be here and show this game off, even though I royally messed up Library Skip. It was a blast, though. I really appreciate the opportunity. So time is in 3, 2, 1, time. Woo! What was it?
52, 55.
Oh, it's underestimate. Oh my gosh.
No, good run. Good
So
run.
yeah, that was Owlboy All Bosses. That's pretty much all I have to say. So thanks for having me up here. This was awesome. Hope everyone had fun.
Wait, if we were supposed to end a gate, isn't that like back in belly?
Maybe.
Thank you so much, Zic3, for that amazing run. We have $22.20 from Jen Elric. Hi to Skate Man on the couch. Sorry I can't afford 222, but 22 is close enough. Donation goes to Skate Man's choice, but only if you let me back in our hotel room because I forgot the key in the room.